Hello, everyone. I am Zachariah, and welcome. Today, we're going to be doing a reaction to the third and final Potato War by Technoblade. If you haven't seen the first or second one, you can check out Technoblade's channel to find the originals, or I have reactions up on my channel of the original two as well. I also want to say thank you for all the support on the previous two videos, as my main channel since 2011, I've only gotten 65 subscribers. And I've uploaded 2 videos in 2 days, and I'm already at 23 here. So thank you guys for all the support. Anyways, I think it is time that we just jump right on into it. Yeah. Alright, so he's starting out with a quote this time by Sun Tzu, of course. Okay, the following events were done by deranged individuals with complete disregard for their own physical and mental well-being. Please do not attempt this at home. If he's putting a disclaimer on this one, it's either going to be super ironic, which, I mean, I guess it is partially ironic since this is all in a video game, right? But I feel like with how obsessed Technoblade already has been, but it says individual, so is Squid Kid going equally insane with this stuff? I don't know. Let's find out.
My name is Technoblade, and I am the fastest Skyblock player alive. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary Minecraft YouTuber, but secretly, I've spent the last year fighting to maintain my spot as the #1 potato farmer in Skyblock. Opposing me is Squid Kid, the former rank #1, a man whose obsession with potatoes is rivaled only by my own. In my last video, I talked about how the newly added rabbit pet could, at its highest level, increase the amount of potatoes my minions made by 30%, but I knew Squid would watch my video to find out my tactics, so I left out a few of the finer details. You see,
Oh
the boost from rabbit
no.
pets isn't the same as flycatchers or catalysts. You have to be there on the island for the boost to take effect. Once you log off or go to somewhere else in
I feel like
Skyblock,
that's
that
pretty
boost is
easy to figure
gone
out.
until you come back. But while I was experimenting with the rabbit pet, I uncovered a few interesting facts about how the boost works. For instance, rabbit pets can boost other people's minions if you're visiting their islands as a guest. But minions can only get boosted by one rabbit at a time, so you can't just get 20 accounts with rabbit pets for infinite potatoes. But the third thing I found was the most interesting, and this is what Squid Kid didn't know. If there's multiple rabbit pets on the same island, which one boosts the minions? You'd think it'd be the strongest one, but it's not. If there's multiple rabbits, the minions will be boosted by the one belonging to whoever's been on the island the longest.
Oh no. You already know the sabotage is coming. Oh lord. At the end of the second potato war, Techno said he still had a few things left in stock that were major. That he just hadn't revealed at all. And most of the time when I hear that sort of stuff, it's like, okay, so it's gonna be something small, something annoying. But when I heard Technoblade say that, I'm like, oh no. And I feel like he's just gonna go onto his island with a level 1 rabbit pet.
So, hypothetically speaking, if someone went to their island with their level 100 rabbit when someone was already there with a level 1 one, they wouldn't
Yeah.
get their rabbit's 30% boost, they'd get the level 1 0.3% boost. Unrelated fun fact, did you know that Squid Kid's Island is still open to visitors? Yeah, that's right, we're doing this again. So I bought a new Minecraft account.
Okay, so he's had Technoblade, which isn't an alt account, so we'll just throw that away. Whitelisted 2, uh, the one that he infiltrated Squid Kid's guild with, and now Bizarre. So he's literally spent over $100 on new accounts just for these 3 videos. I mean, I'm sure he's making that money back, especially with how famous and popular he is, but Lord. I feel bad for having 2 accounts. This man's just out here buying as many accounts as he needs to win this. He's so dedicated to this.
Slapped a level 1 legendary rabbit pet onto it, and shipped it off to Squid Kid's AFK pool. I knew I had to maintain absolute secrecy. I didn't even tell my goons about this, because I knew once Squid got wind of this, it would be trivially easy for him to prevent it. I waited until the day I released the second Potato War video to start. After that video, tourists flocked to Squid Kid's Island to see it for themselves. My alt blended right in. Every day my alt would sit there in Squid Kid's AFK pool to maintain rabbit priority. In fact, it usually had the rabbit pet deactivated during the day, since you don't need to have the pet out to keep priority.
That's gotta be so smart, because I'm sure Squid Kid is actually paying attention now to who enters his island. Like, I know in the first one, he had no reason to suspect Techno. The second one, he probably had reason to suspect Techno, but he didn't think Techno would actually infiltrate his guild yet. Now he's got to be watching for it. So what does he do? He infiltrates the day he uploads the video. That is so smart.
And since the rabbit was deactivated, if Squid checked his minions during the day, he'd find nothing wrong with them. But every night around 2 a.m., Squid would leave his account AFK and go to bed. And that's when I'd strike, overriding his rabbit pet boost for the rest of the night. And yes, I memorized Squid's sleeping schedule to pull this off. I mean, at this point, how is that even a question? Of course I did, but unfortunately, complications soon arose. Squid and I had both been rushing to get our rabbits to level 100. I had a pretty heavy lead, and I figured it'd take Squid several more weeks to get his there. But unfortunately, an unknown third party got there first and sold his level 100 legendary rabbit directly to Squid. Of course, he didn't forget to brag about this victory on stream.
Oh my, oh my. You know who doesn't have a level 100 pet? Yikes, he has a level 99 rabbit pet. He's poor. It's only level 99. I'm screaming. Ah!
Little did he know that while he was flexing on stream, my ult was right there on his island, overriding his level 100 bonus. But my problems didn't stop there. You see, Squid got a...
That's actually hilarious. Like, I believe in the last video he showed that he's amassing so many channel points on his Twitch channel. So you know he's watching it legitimately right then and there. And I believe that has to be somewhere in like the painting area where he just makes pixel art. That's so funny. That's great.
An alt account to AFK with his rabbit pet on his island while he was doing other things, and since the alt account had no reason to ever leave his island, it became much harder to keep control of pet priority. And sometimes when I had priority, he'd end up kicking everyone from his island because it was too full for his alt account to join, meaning I lost priority for the rest of the day. I was going to counter this by spending $30 to buy his alt MVP++, since that rank can bypass guesting limits, but unfortunately, on March 20th, my alt was kicked and Squid's island was closed forever. The jig was up. But by that point, I'd already achieved my island.
Someone filled my entire potion system with rookie axes. I'm done having my island on public. Sorry. I don't know what that means, like rookie axes. I know a potion system. It's probably a major hopper automatic brewing system that he has. But I don't know
was
what the
closed
problem with rookie
forever.
axes
The
is.
jig was up. But by that point, I'd already achieved my objective. The 2 weeks it took him to realize what was going on cost him about 2 million potatoes. Bit of a tangent, but I'm pretty sure I lost a few fans over the rabbit pet because everyone would just be hanging out. They'd just be chilling on my island with their level 30 rabbits activated. Now I'd come see that, and I don't care if it's intentional or not. They're sabotaging my potatoes, so I'd kick them out of my island to get priority back. And then they'd come back 10 seconds later like, "Why did you kick me, Technoblade? I just wanted to meet my favorite YouTuber." And I'd be like, whoa, relax, dude, relax. It's not a big deal. I have a really good reason. I can't tell you because it's a secret. And they'd go like, "It's okay, Technoblade. I know the reason. It's because you hate me specifically. I'll just go leave forever now." And I'm like, "Wait, come back, no!" So Squid closed his island, which meant I couldn't sabotage him anymore. But what if
That's
I told you
amazing.
that was also part of my master plan? You ever noticed how my island has been open to visitors during the potato war? In the last video I explained, I made an AFK machine on my island so planted potatoes would keep growing even when I wasn't online. I was actually using an advanced technique there called lying. This clip of the AFK pool is from November. I didn't even build the manual farm until January. You might recall from...
Holy crap. So he wasn't actually like farming by hand till much later. So he was getting that massive lead without even farming by hand. And when he said Squid was farming 1 million potatoes by hand, Techno was farming 5 million in that time. So he probably didn't farm any. He just had a better system and banked on that. Okay. Or maybe he never actually got ahead, or he's definitely still in first. He wouldn't lie about that, but I don't know.
In the first Potato War video that minions behave differently depending on whether there's people on the island or not. Because if no one's on the island, Hypixel's not going to waste resources keeping that server online, so they're going to close the server. And then when you come back, they're going to go, "Oh, well, it's been 7 hours. It's going to run a calculation and give you 7 hours worth of stuff." But as we've seen before, that calculation isn't perfect. So I ran an experiment, and in the experiment, I found that when someone's on my island, I get 10% more potatoes. And there was only one thing boosting my minions by 10%. the farm crystal. The farm crystal is an external buff, so it's not included in the offline calculation. So if there's at least one person on my island and Squid's island is empty, I'd get 10% more potatoes. Now,
Wow. So if you want Squid's Island closed, I bet he's the one who came up with this rookie axe or whatever this is to fill his potion system. I'm willing to bet on that because he just straight up said that he wants his open so people are on it and Squid's closed. And I'm not sure if Squid actually knows this. I also love the fact that I know it's probably not intentional, especially since this is months later, but the original farm crystal, the thing that he had an issue with, that he couldn't place down a second one, the game wouldn't tell him in the first video. Um, it's come full circle, and now it's going to be the big thing that keeps him ahead of Squid Kid, probably.
it was easy to get people to AFK on my island. What was difficult was getting people off of Squid's island. You see, even months after the first Potato War video came out, when the initial hype was starting to die down a bit, there would be at least one of my own viewers AFK on Squid's island every night, you know, as a joke. Sometimes I would be on Squid's Island on an alt account and I'd see someone say in the chat, I'm gonna go AFK to help Technoblade win the Potato War, and I'd beg them, I'd be like, no, dude, please, he fixed that months ago, that doesn't hurt him anymore, and they'd be like, I'm helping, and AFK all night. Squid Kid was...
Alright, for those of you who don't remember, the big thing that would have helped that he fixed is that he had his minions too close together, so they were overlapping. Offline calculations would have just given him the correct amount as if they were separated enough. However, if you were online, they could get in a stuck loop situation if they tried breaking or placing the same block. At least that's how I understood it. Moving on.
Was getting boosted by my own viewers, and there was nothing I could do to stop them, because what was I going to do? Announce that AFK and helped him? Then even more people would AFK. I realized that the only way to stop this from happening would be to get Squid to close his own island to visitors, without him realizing that that's what I wanted all along. It took 4 long months, but it finally happened. But anyways, back to this tweet. So Squid says he closed his island because someone filled his potion system with rookie axes. A common trolling method in Skyblock is to fill people's inventories with useless items like boats. But the rookie axe is even worse for players like Squid Kid who use the Skyblock add-ons mod, which has a feature which makes it very difficult to drop tools out of your inventory. The point is to stop people from accidentally dropping weapons worth millions of gold, but it also applies to the rookie axe sold in shops for 12 coins. So basically, someone dumping a ton of rookie axes into your hopper system is the worst thing someone can do to you in Skyblock. Now, I've always been interested in psychology. In fact, I almost majored in it, so after 6 months of stalking Squid Kid, I developed a bit of a psychological profile of this man. I know how he talks, I know how he thinks. And when I saw this tweet, I instantly knew that this man was lying. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely believe that somebody dropped rookie axes into his hopper system, because it was me. But that's not...
Oh, that's amazing. That is actually hilarious. I did call that. Also, just sort of a quick thing. I'm taking my first psychology class here, just trying to get general out of the way. Hey, maybe I'll have to start developing a psychological profile of this man if I keep watching his videos.
That's not the real reason he closed his island. After all, I'd been dropping rookie axes into his hoppers for weeks, but he sent that tweet 8 minutes after he kicked my ult. So I get to thinking, why would Squid lie about that? And I realize Squid knows I monitor his tweets, but what he doesn't know is that that was my alt account. From his perspective, that could have been some random guy with a rabbit, and if that was the case, I'd have no idea rabbits could be used that way. As such, him lying in that tweet could only mean one thing. He's about to sabotage me! So I held a stakeout on my island, and guess what I found a few hours later? A brand new Skyblock account AFKing with a level 1 legendary rabbit. Truthfully, I could have stopped Squid before he even joined my island, but I wanted to catch him in the act because I'm always getting comments saying, oh my god, Technoblade, why are you so mean to Squid? They don't understand. This is war. There's no holding back. I know that, and Squid knows that. The only difference is that I'm 20 steps ahead. He's playing Skyblock while I'm playing Death Note. He thinks he can outsmart me with my own strategies because he is yet to realize that he is but a puppet, and I, the puppeteer, dance, potato boy, dance!
Just gotta say, didn't know Techno was a weeb, but now I do.
So anyways, I got on my secret alt account and then sent his secret alt account a party invitation. And then I DM'd him on Discord, yo dude, accept my invite. Well, this is awkward. He actually did accept my invite. We had a lovely conversation.
Wait a second, I want to see this.
Well, this is awkward. He actually did accept my invite. We had a
So you, watched The Office? Nah, Grey's Anatomy? I've been watching House. Whose house is it? We don't know yet. Wow, that's what a lovely
Lovely
conversation.
conversation. And then I banned him from my island. Get out of here. He tried again with another account a few days later. I don't have any proof that this account is him, but look at that username, Stinky Bozo. That's a pretty unusual word. In fact, I've only heard one person say it.
Bozo. You are a bozo. Nice one, bozo. You're a frickin' bozo.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. I did eventually close my island, but not before I made sure I wouldn't lose potatoes. After that, I moved on to the next phase of my master plan. If I wanted to farm more potatoes, I'd have to start farming pumpkins. But wait a minute, Technoblade. That's the wrong vegetable. Wait. What do you mean it's a fruit? Whatever. At this point, we'd pretty much maxed out the output of our minions. The only thing left
Didn't
to
know
work
that.
on was the speed we could farm potatoes by hand. The farming skill gives more crops as you level up, so I decided to grind it to the highest level. I did the math and found that farming potatoes is so incredibly inefficient at leveling up farming that it was actually more worthwhile to build a whole pumpkin farm. I began the construction of a pumpkin farm large enough that by the time I finished farming it in full, the pumpkins at the beginning would have already regrown. I don't even want to tell you how long it took.
Are you kidding me? There's 15 layers. And this was just a level up farming. This isn't even potato farming. What?
To build this. And so I began farming day after day. At times I'd farm for so long without break that the people watching thought I was bodding. Word of my pumpkin farming soon reached Squid, who began farming pumpkins himself, but he only saw the surface level of what I was doing. You see, I wasn't just leveling up my farming skill, I was also leveling up multiple legendary rabbits. There's a reason I wanted to stop people from AFKing on Squid's island, even after he started AFKing himself, and it's because it's almost impossible for one man to AFK every hour of the day because servers restart, the game can update, your internet can go out, and if you're asleep or doing something else, you'll be missing out on those bonuses until you get back. Even the most dedicated individual might only average 20 hours of AFK coverage per day, and those 4 hours alone without the rabbit pet and farming crystal cost you 100,000 potatoes. And over time, that adds up. To fix this flaw, I got multiple level 100 rabbits, some leveled myself, and others purchased for tens of millions of coins, and then distributed them to goons in diverse time zones. I set my island so only guild members could visit and had my head goon code a Discord bot that automatically pinged them within 5 seconds.
Are you kidding me? I keep getting more and more blown away by these things. They literally coded a Discord bot. Not a disco bot, a Discord bot. Just so that he could know when like people needed to log in, and leveled up multiple level 100 rabbit pets, which took him weeks the first time around. You know, that warning at the beginning, I thought it might be a little bit ironic, just and he was going to play a joke on it, but Lord.
Of the rabbit account leaving my island, at which point one of them could log into the island themselves and boost my minions until I got back. After a few weeks, we both reached farming level 50. On May 4th, there was a pet update which added, among other things, the elephant pet, which at its highest level could increase crop yield by 25%. Ordinarily, a buff to manual farming would be bad for me, since it allows squid to catch up that much more quickly. But I had a plan. The reason farming potatoes by hand is so inefficient is because when you break potatoes, they don't grow back. So 2/3 of the time you spend on farming is spent replanting the potatoes you just harvested. Squid Kid and his viewers spent many hours trying to find a workaround to this, even building an elaborate redstone machine in an attempt to somewhat automate replanting. But in the end, they failed to find a better method and continued farming normally.
I should be able to plant 5 at the same time. Why is it so slow? It takes forever.
What if I told you I found a way? You see, back in January, I had an idea. What if I had the minions plant for me? At the time, this wasn't practical for 2 reasons. One, I didn't have enough farming bonuses for it to be worth sacrificing the minions' normal output, but this was solved when I got farming level 50. Secondly, potato minions were simply too slow. But since then they've buffed flycatchers, added the rabbit pet, and added foul flesh, a new fuel source which buffs minion speed by 90%. Even then, the potato minions weren't quite fast enough to keep up. But I thought to myself, if they're only going to be planting, they don't need to waste an upgrade slot on a super compactor. So I spent another 250 million coins to get 48 total flycatchers. Squid and I both start
258 million. Has he spent any more than that on anything? Because, like, that's absurd. I'm sure, like, that actually isn't, like, too much for them anymore since they've been farming for, like, an entire year at this point. But, Lord.
farming potatoes, but his method could get at most 200,000 potatoes per hour, whereas my method with double flycatchers, even after subtracting the amount the minions would have made themselves, could get 410,000 potatoes per hour. For the next 3 weeks, Squid farmed hours every day, but I was farming at the same time.
What are the odds he's farming right now? 5 bits? I bet Techno's doing the same thing, just has a 130% faster way to do it. You're probably wrong.
In this time, I expanded my
Probably
lead by another 5 million potatoes, but at this point, Squid and I had been farming potatoes for almost a year, and we were still farming hours every day, with no end in sight. Neither of us wanted this to continue, so we came to an agreement. Whoever got to 500 million potatoes first would win the...
Please tell me Techno was almost there already. Please tell me he's, like, only a million potatoes away or something.
Potato war. Hypixel even pitched in, saying he'd give a surprise to the winner. Now, I was only at 300 million potatoes at this point, but I figured I had this in the bag. I mean, I'd been tracking Squid's potato count. I accounted for his AFK coverage by having the Discord bot track his alt account's logins, and I knew how much he was farming by hand because I was monitoring his farming experience. With a 45 million potato lead and a farming method twice as fast as his own, what could possibly go wrong? June 6th. Things go very wrong. It was just a small update with a few quality of life changes. You know, like an enchantment which replants crops after you farm them, and an item which automatically compacts items in your inventory so you don't have to spend time on that. You know, 2 minor changes which just so happened to buff Squid's farming method from 200,000 potatoes to 1.2 million.
An hour? What? What? Oh no.
And my farming method becomes worthless. Suddenly, my 45 million potato lead goes from insurmountable to, yeah, Squid can farm that in a couple days.
15 hours? I didn't even mean to pause on like this, but what? I'm sorry, this is literally insane. Like, the warning was actually there for a reason. I also want to say that Techno, in like his creation of videos, is so good at using his voice for like his emotions. But Lord, what?
Squid starts putting in crazy hours.
If I do 12 hours a day, can he keep up? Absolutely not. People say Technoblade never dies, but I'm putting him in the grave.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in shambles. I was out here with my lab coat on, doing the science, coming up with new, never before seen potato farming techniques, and this man just goes, admins, please, replanting is too hard, and they buff his farming method 6-fold? Was that it? 8 months of plotting and scheming just to fail in the final stretch? No, I couldn't accept that. I was going to win this war, whatever the cost. I immediately drank 3 months of mystical mushroom soup and...
I'm sorry, I want to read what the mystical mushroom
whatever
soup
the
does.
cost. I immediately drank 3 months.
Swimming over private island allow players to fly for 200 minutes. Leaving the island will... So Technoblade can just fly for months with how much soup he just drank.
Of mystical mushroom soup, and got to work expanding my old potato farm, a project which would take 25 hours over the next couple days. I knew I was playing the game as intended when I realized that the only reason I ever put on one of the strongest armor sets in the game was to use its 3% speed bonus to optimize till and dirt. For the next 2 weeks, I did nothing except eat, sleep, and farm potatoes. There were only 3 interruptions, each of which cost me millions of potatoes. The first was a dentist appointment, and the second was when I had to play in Minecraft Championships.
What do I message him? Was it worth your time losing MCC? It took me 2 hours to lose MCC, but it'll cost you 9 months to lose potato orchard.
That's so good. There's literally not a better response I could ever think of.
Hey, relax! Relax, hello?
Wow.
Besides that, there was only one other time. I had to go to the store the other day. I had to interrupt my potato farming because my dad was like, hey, can you go to the store and pick up my medicine? And I was like, can I really tell him that I'm not getting his medicine because I need to farm potatoes? Can I really? Look, I'm an atheist, but When God sends me to hell, I want him to hesitate, okay? I want him to hesitate for a few seconds. But Squid was
That
also
is so
farming
true.
several hours a day, and he had even found a way to maximize his AFK coverage. He started sleeping with his headphones on and had his goons wake him up via Discord call whenever his alt left his island. As someone with a Discord bot tracking his online activity, I can tell you right now that that man is telling the truth.
Okay, so Technoblade takes it the logical way, right? He has people log in when he logs out with the same pets that he himself grinded. Obviously, his would probably take longer to actually get set up with the pets. However, Squid Kid decides, nah, I'm just gonna be tired my entire life while farming potatoes and just have people Discord call me, sleep with my headset on. And I mean, I think it's quite easy to sleep with a headset on personally. I've done it because I have very um when I was in a dorm room, I had very loud neighbors, more or less. There were a lot of noise complaints too, even from floors below them. We were top floor, by the way. So I don't think sleeping the headset on's that bad, but being woke up like every 2 hours. Also, Technoblade mentioned that his Discord bot told his people to log in when he logs out. He didn't initially mention that he was also tracking Squid Kids logins and logouts, probably to keep his spreadsheet more updated, so he's even more accurate than what we saw in previous videos.
He was waking up multiple times per night. I don't know why he didn't just use backups like me. He actually revealed to me later on that one of my original goons betrayed me and gave him one of our internal documents. And the list of backup pet users is literally right there at the top of the...
Are you kidding me? So, Squid actually had Technoblade's system and could simply use it for his own, but just didn't. Okay.
first page. I have no idea how he missed it. But anyways, Squid logged off an hour and a half ago. He should be entering REM sleep just about now. It would be a real shame if someone woke him. I didn't actually wake him up because I wasn't sure if intentional sleep deprivation was legally considered torture or not, so I decided to shelve that strategy for the time being. And after sacrifice...
It took legal repercussions to stop him from sabotaging Squid Kid. That's how dedicated he was.
in 2 weeks of my life, I finally reached 500 million potatoes. We win these! Squid was shocked.
He's at $4.99. No, he's not. Dude, that's actually, like, it's not possible. No. It's not. This can't be real.
Squid had been certain that he was right on my tail.
I don't know how far behind I am. 100% less than 30 million.
And yet when I won the war, I had a lead of over 88 million potatoes. How did I do it? It's just as Sun Tzu says, all war is deception. You see, I knew after the second potato war video that things were going to get more difficult from here on out. Because at this point, Squid had a full organization backing him. He had goons, a cabal of billionaires funding his every move, hundreds of stream viewers making constant suggestions on how to farm potatoes more quickly, and reporting on my every move. So in that video, I prepared my final trick. I hid my true potato count. The number shown in my video wasn't edited, but it didn't include the millions of potatoes left uncollected in my minions. I also say that my minions now produce 1.58 million potatoes, but they're actually producing 1.75 million, because the rabbit pet doesn't actually boost your minions by 30%. It boosts them by 43%. Why? I don't know, it's probably both.
When I was tracking my minion output after the rabbit pet was released, I noticed I was getting over 100,000 more potatoes than I should have been getting each day. This is the best explanation I could find. Every boost in the game, flycatchers, every fuel, farming crystals, work as such. A 10% boost means the overall output is increased by 10%, but the rabbit pet, for no apparent reason, doesn't increase output by 30%, but instead decreases the time between minion actions by 30%, meaning that the effect on the output isn't multiplying it by 1.3, but instead dividing it by 0.7, and 1 divided by 0.7 is 1.43, basically rounded up. Wow. It's actually decreasing or increasing the speed at which minions do things, which makes the other buffs more accurate? Or just I guess I don't necessarily fully understand what he's saying here, but he has it figured
Bugged!
out.
And Squid couldn't realize the real number when he got a level 100 rabbit of his own because he was being sabotaged! But the biggest reason my lead expanded by that much was because over those 2 weeks, while Squid averaged 8 hours of farming per day, I averaged 11.
I just can't believe how much he's farming.
The admins were legit saying that Techno is just like so focused, it baffled them at how like just insane he was. He had no breaks.
I swear to God, this Technoblade dude is focused on another level.
Towards the very end, Squid had one of his goons write a program to chart how much I was farming by tracking how much experience my elephant pet had. But by then, it was too late. Once I won the war, there was nothing left to do except celebrate my victory with grace and humility.
Oh my gosh! He's doing a little emote on
Oh,
me.
he has a
not
Fortnite
like
dance.
This. Come on, was
Something.
this
Oh.
necessary?
Watch me dance,
I'm
Squid
glad he
Kid, you
lost.
lose! You lose the war! After the war, the admins added a temporary NPC to the Skyblock hub, the Potato King. It gave out a new talisman which boosted potato minions by 5%, a basket for the top 1,000 potato farmers, and to me, the Potato Crown, engraved upon it the words, "All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved." Sun Tzu. The Art of War. That NPC is gone now. I took too long to edit this video. I gained a lot from the Potato War. Patience, discipline, carpal tunnel. I guess my main regret is that I bribed Squid's Discord admin to give my alt permission to see into his secret text channels, and then he never used them all year. With the war over, Squid took down his potato minions, and my fields have gone unfarmed. While we were enemies, I still respect Squid Kid. I understand now that it is only with a worthy rival that one can reach their fullest potential. While he may have lost the war, he's gone from 70 subscribers to having tens of thousands of fans, so it can't be said that he's lost completely. For my part, I've realized now that rank number 1 isn't an achievement. It's a prison, which forces you to dedicate your life to defending a temporary title. But now, with the war finally over, I'm free.
Please, I spent all summer farming potatoes instead of uploading. I could have reached 3 mil by now. Well, you're getting a like, and I've already subscribed, and you're at 5 mil now. And this was posted about halfway through 2020. So, I'm assuming it was somewhere in the upper 2 mil, but wow. That was great. I really enjoyed these series, and I plan to watch more of Technoblade's videos. I also want to take a look at some other Dream SMP members, because that's the entire goal here, is that I can move on to the Dream SMP. I know somebody recommended looking at some animatics by Sadist, or Sadist? I don't know, Sadist is what I'm expecting, because it was SAD-IST, you know? But I sort of want to watch more of, like, the major parts in full videos as reactions. I don't know what you guys want, but leave me some suggestions in the comments below on what videos I should watch. Both Techno and other members of the Dream SMP, or if there are some other YouTubers out there that you think I would enjoy. Again, just leave them as a suggestion in the comment section below, and I'll check them out. Anyways, that's all for now. Again, thank you for all the support on my more recent videos, this entire series. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a great day. Farewell.